Hello and welcome to the Alpha Movement podcast. And this is a kind of a strange start to an episode because it's a starting point of what I'm going to call a kind of season 2. Since the beginning of Christmas time, I've been at a bit of a reflection point, a bit of a turning point for what I do and what I want to bring to the world of CrossFit. And I say the world of CrossFit because that is the world that I know best. It's the world that I can have the greatest impact on and give the most help for one simple reason. It's basically because the CrossFit world is a bit fucked at the moment. The community is strong, but there's a massive hole in what's being taught and a massive hole in the results that people are getting. I believe that the majority of CrossFit boxes are neglecting a huge portion of their membership. These are the members that don't want to reach the CrossFit Games. They just want to have a better life. And these are the people that CrossFit was originally intended for. We're at a massive inflection point now where the CrossFit Games can either dominate the view of CrossFit and what CrossFit is portrayed as, or it can be added as a kind of sideline, because CrossFit was always meant for the 99%, and the 1% that compete in the CrossFit Games is a sideline. It's a distraction from what CrossFit should be and what it's capable of being. It's this beautiful movement that is frankly being a bit fucked over, and the hole that's missed there is the hole of mindset. And let me delve into that a bit deeper. So you can have the perfect training plan, you can have the perfect recovery. Like, let's take it back to the coaches. You could have Julian Pinot doing your training and your movement quality, and you could have Kelly Starrett doing your mobility training or your soft tissue work, and you could have Rob Wolf doing your nutrition. But if your mindset isn't in the right place, it means fuck all. That is the long and the short of it. Your mindset is the thing that allows you to do the work that you want to do. It allows you to be the athlete you want to be, and more importantly, it allows you to live the life that you want to live. So, where am I going with this? The CrossFit community as a whole, and also the world really, is, I think, at a point where we are no longer in an information age and we are in an implementation age. For example, you can Google and you can get any amount of information. You can get so much there. There's more than you need, especially you guys listening to this, because I presume you're in the 99%. I presume I'm not speaking to anyone who has the chance of winning the CrossFit Games right now. But if you are in that 99%, a lack of information isn't your problem. The issue is a lack of implementation and choosing the right objectives. If you are someone who feels constantly overwhelmed by the amount you have to work on, like your nutrition, your mobility, your training, and maybe your mindset stuff as well, or if you're someone who struggles to push harder through workouts, that's why I wrote that book, Intensity Tolerance. If you're someone who has lost love of training or just feels completely overwhelmed and lacks consistency in their training, like maybe missing days, maybe missing meals, maybe just doing really well for 2 weeks and then falling off the wagon, or doing really well for 6 weeks and then falling off the wagon, like, this is the podcast for you now. Like, this is what I've made, because I'm fascinated by why people do the things they do. And I've always been fascinated by this. And as I've, to loop this around to what I said at the beginning, I want to make the biggest difference I can in the world of CrossFit, because it is such a beautiful movement. We have such an opportunity to build something special, and we're either going to keep on building CrossFit into what it should be, or frankly, we're going to fucking destroy it. And I don't want to see that happen. And I know that you guys right now are... If you're listening to this, like, some of you might have nails mindset. You might just be hitting the right stuff the whole time. You might be doing the right things. You might be a model athlete, what I call the champion model mindset. You may be in this situation where you see this situation for exactly what it is, and you never vary from an objective course. But I think that's basically unlikely. If you're still hunting goals, if you're not where you want to be, then the only thing holding you back is mindset. The fact that you're listening to this podcast means there's there's probably next to nothing holding you back other than your imagination. Like, you may not have time, you may not have all the money in the world, you may not have like all these resources that some people have, but if you're listening to this podcast, you have already won the lottery of life. And like, that is the issue. Like, you've got so much available to you, but you can't quite get to where you want. And this is the thing that frustrates me, because I personally have been working on it with myself. You might have been able to see in the last few episodes or the last year or so, that this is what I'm really interested in, why people do the things that they do. And this is where I want the alpha movement as a whole, my coaching to go as a whole. And that is kind of where I think the biggest change needs to be made in the community. So this is the start of season 2 of the Alpha Movement podcast, and it's the start of season 2 of my kind of coaching career as well. And this is what I'm working on. Like, I've got loads of seminars booked up for the next coming months, and potentially to the end of 2017, potentially all over the world as well, where I'm going to be going through my systems, and basically I'm going to be passing this on to you guys, because right now I don't care about making a load of money for it. I just want to show the CrossFit world what I can do for you, and what mindset as a whole, like mastering your mindset, it's got such a taboo like kind of mindset around the word mindset. It's looked down upon, like it's for the 1%. It's like the last little change. But if you don't master that mindset, if you're just trying to lose 20 pounds, if you're just trying to put on a bit of mass, if you just want to get a bit stronger, if you want to just lift your kids up and play with them, or your grandchildren, like, the mindset is the thing where you need to start. It's not an add-on. It is the number one, the most integral part of whatever you do. And it is the difference between someone who's successful in their pursuit of fitness and frankly, someone who's not. So yeah, I've been in kind of a turning point, a reflection point, and this is where I want this to go. So what am I going to ask? Basically, from this show, I'm going to get a good guess of how you guys are reacting to it, either through messages, through my downloads, through all this kind of stuff. And what I want to do is just, if you enjoyed this message, let me start that again. If you enjoyed this podcast, if you kind of resonate with this, if you think that it's an important message, just please give it a share. That's all I'm asking. It's now what I'm kind of dedicating the next at least 3 years of my life to. And if you resonate with this, if you think that it's an important message, or you just want to do me a favor because you like me, just send it on, because this is the change that I'm going to be making. And it may also be a reason for you to unsubscribe from this podcast maybe, but this is the foundation of your problem. This is the foundation of your solution also. And that you're still going to have great interviews with podcast guests. I've got a load lined up with some big names in CrossFit actually, and some more interesting people as well as that. So listening, you're going to get an earful of me probably at least once a week now. We're back on it because we're on season 2, and I shall see you soon for another episode of the Alpha Movement podcast.